Okay, so the film assignment is essentially that you guys are going to pick one of two films. So I'm not going to show you a film because, to be completely honest, neither of the films are perfect. And neither of them really show the book in a way that I think is like awesome. So it's really good to keep that in mind, but also to just pick which one you would rather watch as a whole. So there are two movies. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick which movie you would like to watch. So there's the 1966 version. So something you have to keep in mind is that this was filmed in the 60s. So they're not that far off from the 50s. So their depiction of the new age tech is a little goofy because there's not really that much CGI going on in the 60s. And their budget wasn't exactly the biggest. So it's a little goofy. Montag seems to have some kind of like a German or a French accent. It's kind of hard to tell. And there are a good amount of changes. Mildred isn't Mildred. Her name is Linda. And when I watched it with my husband, you kind of feel sympathetic for her as opposed to just being like, well, she sucks. So that's an interesting one to pick. Your other option is the one that was released in 2018, which is insanely different. So there is no Mildred in this. Montag is played by Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan, Montag is not married, so there's no Mildred. He's just kind of like an aspiring fireman, like really trying to work hard. He has a completely different backstory. There's like an underground book, like rebellion essentially, where they're uploading like books to this like Twitter like feed so people can read the books. They're called the eels, and the fireman's thing is supposed to like go root out the eels. Like it's so different. However, it keeps a lot of the same things going. So they're still like, their job is to burn books. They're still the firemen. They're still the salamanders. Montag still exists. Beatty still exists. Clarice still exists, but there's a lot of changes. As a whole, I thought it was a pretty good movie. It's just not it's not at all close to the reflection of the novel. So that's a good option. Just some things to keep in mind is that it's not rated, which means because it was like a made for TV movie, it wasn't like released in theaters. So there's some bad language. They say the F word a couple of times. And Beatty at one point says the like hard R N word when he's like talking about Huckleberry Finn. So just keep that in mind. So you're going to pick one of these. So you can you click the link directly. This is free for you to stream. So you click the link and it should pop up and it'll ask you to sign in. So my sign in. But so your sign in is right here. Everyone uses the same thing. This CHHSE student. So what you can do, so you can copy that. CHHSE student. I'll just do that. And then I think it's student one with a capital S.
Excuse me?
Yes.
When did this class start?
12:50.
Oh, okay.
Never. So then it'll come right up. So then you watch it from there. Each link is provided, so you have to click on that link to get to the movie. It'll just send you straight to streaming.
Are we watching the full movie?
It is your decision. You have to watch the full movie, though. This is your assignment on your own time.
Wait, when is it due?
It is due next Monday. So you have the whole week and the weekend to watch the movie. You could watch it in parts, whatever you need. So then there's 10 analysis questions. So the analysis questions I would suggest you read through before you watch the movie so you know what you're looking for and have them in front of you. If you want to print them out and do it that way, you can do it that way if that makes your life easier. And then the very last thing you're going to do is you're going to do a scene analysis. So essentially what that means is you're going to write 2 paragraphs and you're going to compare and contrast the scene in the book and in the film. So you have to pick a scene in the movie that's also in the book. So I'm going to tell you right now, the climax of the novel is in both movies. Both movies add this, like, they find like a hidden like library, like a huge library full of books in the woman's house. So, which doesn't happen in the book, but for whatever reason, they both do that. It's really interesting. So I have a suggestion for how to set it up right here. So your first paragraph can be 2 to 3 important points in the film that are similar or different to the book, and then paragraph 2 will be describing the director's purpose for the film and how the changes contribute to that. I'll do a sample version, and I'll add it to this assignment so that way you guys know like what I'm looking for. Does anyone have questions for this film assignment? 1 week, it's due 11:59 on Monday. I'll remind you throughout the week to make sure that you do it. I have a feeling most of you will probably watch the 2018 version and not the 1966 version, which is fine. The 1966 version is just kind of goofy. It was pretty fun. It's goofy. Okay, so let me explain what we're doing today then. What time do we end? Okay, 1:20. All right, so today, if we go back to the stream, oh, I have to stop this, hang on.